Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 38th favorite dad in the family community, Papa West, Jacob West, here for episode 2 of the 32-man TMG singles tournament champion road to the final to dethrone Ryan, the Carmel Mountain pain in my ass. I have an exciting matchup for you. The one that we technically should have done first, but it just so happened that I got the one we actually did first done before this one. So you do what you do. I'm actually pretty sure I created that room first anyway. So yeah, I don't think ahead on anything. The reason why this one should be first is because this is the number 1 seed versus the number 32 seed. I know what you're thinking. I can't wait for the number 1 seed to win because that's how tournaments usually go. Fun fact, all these seeds are randomized. So maybe the number 1 seed isn't great. Maybe the number 32 seed isn't horrible. We'll see. That's the joy of putting people on a random number generator and clicking it 28 times before you actually get a seeding going. But without further ado, let's get these people introduced, starting with our number 1 seed. That would be Chad. I know him as Danger. You know him as the Slayer, Webb, who has a manager today. First time on TMG Trivia, Stacy Morris. Chad,
Hello.
Stacy, how are y'all doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Very good.
This is, I think, my first time doing a singles tournament. So I've played matches here or there. I've won some. I've lost a good amount, but I'm trying to turn that ship around. However, I know I'm playing. I'm kind of a monster in the game. I've watched a few of his matches, and I've played him at least once. Actually, we did like a TV match in picture. And, he kind of came from behind and like won that thing. This is movies, but I have seen him play movie trivia really well. So I know what I'm up against. I'm hoping that I can summon the power of the Slayer, the power of the Ghost Face, and hopefully pull out a W this time.
Hopefully. And it has been a hot minute since we saw you last time. Chad, you were in a random 3-way between you, Robert Kastner, and Dan Skip Allen many moons ago before I took over, but you are finally in. How are you feeling after that hiatus?
Well, I mean, that was a tough match for sure. Playing Robert Kastner in anything is usually always a daunting task. And, Dan Skip Allen in singles, oh my God. So that was a really tough match. I think I held my own, but yeah, it's been a while since then. I hope I've learned some things. I've been watching movies, maybe the right movies, maybe the wrong movies. I guess we'll see.
We will see. And then, Stacy, any words of encouragement to your competitor today?
You know that you've been working really hard, Chad, and all this time off. Really hard. So don't sell yourself short. Got a great chance here. I know very little about your competitor, but I know you, and you'll do great.
Sweet.
All right. As I kick both of you out, bye, Chad. And I bring in the number 32 seed at Mesa Media 1. He is Steve Mesa. Steve, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling very groovy, baby. As you can see, I'm wearing my nice tie-dye shirt, and I'm keeping the 60s alive with my facial beard and not so long hair. And all jokes aside, No, man, I'm doing great, man. This is my second match ever in TMG, and my second match being a tournament. And tell you what, Chad is no joke. He mentioned that we went up against each other in TV, and he was really leading the pack up until I caught up and eventually won. So I know he's had a history here in TMG. I'm barely a young spring chicken in this arena, but I'm looking forward to having some fun and maybe, hopefully, pulling out the win.
All right. And you kind of mentioned it before. This is your second match. It hasn't been as long as Chad. You actually played pretty recently, where you pulled out the win against Calvin Shepard. Is there any momentum that's going to carry you over to win this one?
I don't know, man. It's been a while since I played some trivia. I've had some recent luck in other leagues. Mostly with Full Metal Classic, I've actually won that 4 times, which had put me in an elite class of competitors in their league. So I'm just I watched a couple movies. I don't think I watched a lot of movies probably compared to Chad as of recently, but I don't know, man. We'll see what questions are up, and hopefully, we'll see what happens. I would like to win, but I'm not going to be surprised if I do lose because Chad is a really great competitor, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets his revenge win tonight.
All right. Well, with that, I will go ahead and get Chad in here. Stacey, I'm going to keep you in the back. But if you need me, wave your
friendly
hands,
match.
shoot something out in the messenger. I will try to see it at some point, I promise. But yes, that is right. Our number 1 seed has yet to win, and our number 32 seed is undefeated. How does this happen? Randomizers. Okay, but with that, let's get into this. The way TMG trivia works, every match is 3 rounds to a finish, unless we are tied at the end, in which we will go into overtime, and hopefully not 9 overtimes like what happened in the Penn State versus Illinois game in college football 4 weeks ago. Neither of these two understood that reference, but that is okay. I will only explain round number 1 because that is the round we are in. I will ask both of you 10 questions from weird, random categories of movie trivia. Take your answer. Think of it, whether it's the correct answer, a funny answer, a picture, whatever you want to do. Write it on the board, piece of paper, etch a sketch, carve it into your arm. I do not care, just as long as it is legible. After a certain amount of time, I will call upon your name. Once I say your name, please reveal what you have written and vocally say what you have written. If it is the correct answer, you will get a point. If it is incorrect, you get nothing. And if I think it is creative, you will get a bonus point in my personal book, which, just like Whose Line Is It Anyway, does not matter. Throughout the entirety of the match, you will have 3 repeats and a challenge to use whenever and however you want. But with that, Chad, any questions?
No, sir.
Steve, any questions?
Nope.
Good. Stacey, I'd ask you, but I can't hear you right now. So, all right, getting into question number 1, which comes into the category of sports films. What is the mascot of the Kilpatrick Juvenile Detention Center in Gridiron Gang? It's a great time to let everyone know. On the corner of Steven's screen, you will see a timer. This timer is not canon. It means nothing. It is just so I give you a fair amount of time, 20, 25 seconds in between questions instead of 5 minutes in between questions. Yes, that has happened. Watch Papa West's birthday extravaganza that happened on my birthday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, going with Chad.
I took a guess here. I said bulldog.
And Steve.
I went with another bee animal, and I went with bees.
Both incorrect. We are looking for the M-U-S. What's the matter, guys? You don't know how to spell Mustangs? They are the Mustangs.
Wow.
And yes, I know how to spell Mustangs, but they do not know how at the beginning of the film. It's hilarious. Question number 2 comes in the category of fantasy sci-fi. Who plays Audrey Safranek, Paul's wife, who, although agrees to the process, decides not to become small and divorces her husband in the sci-fi comedy Downsizing? Not wanting to be small, I guess, is a good reason to want to get a divorce. Unlike some of the reasons people get divorced today. And there's some good reasons, a lot of bad reasons. Whether my divorce was a good or bad reason, I will not say. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Going with Steve.
Kristen Wiig.
And Chad.
And Stacy's going to be mad. I put Rachel Weisz.
I cannot tell if Stacy is mad, but Steve is not mad. He got it correct. It is Kristen Wiig.
Nice
Question
point.
number 3 comes in the category of Alien/Predator. Who directed 1987's Predator? I forgot to hit the timer on that one, but that's okay. I'll hit it now, and it'll all count. Go away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Going with Chad
I put John McTiernan.
and Steve.
I also put down John McTiernan.
John McTiernan is correct for both of you, getting 1 point. Question number 2 comes in the category of Steven Spielberg. Who plays Shark Hunter Quint in Jaws? Jaws, a movie I finally watched for the first time earlier this year. Thank you, Tony, with the feature presentation 52 movie challenge, because without it, I probably wouldn't have watched it yet. Maybe. I'd probably get to it, but I don't know when. 5, 4,
crazy, bro.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, Steve.
Their eyes, they're like those eyes. They're black eyes. Robert Shaw.
And Chad.
Don't seem to be living at all till they bite you. Robert Shaw.
Robert Shaw is correct. Question number 5 comes in the category of directors. Who directed the films To Die For and My Own Private Idaho? You can have your own Idaho. I don't care about Idaho. Wyoming is where it's at. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, going with Chad
I said Nora Ephron.
and Steve.
It is Mr. Gus Van Sant.
That's it, damn it.
I don't know if he prefers Mr. or not, but it is in fact Gus Van Sant. Question number 6 comes in the category of comedies. What special event brings the group of friends together where they insist to continue the game they've played since they were kids in tag? I promise I will try to have that be the last time I mumble over the wording of a question. I wrote these questions. I should know how to say them.
You sounded good to me, my friend.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, going with Steve.
Was it a high school reunion?
And Chad.
I said a wedding.
It is in fact a wedding. Chad getting that correct. As we move on to question number 7, which comes in the category of movie release dates. Fun fact, this is Steve's strength. Let's see if it works for him. What year saw the release of the films Godzilla, Snake Eyes, and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? This is a good time to let everyone know when you give me a strength to use in TMG trivia, both singles and teams. Not only is it an option in round number 2, it will be an option in round number 3. Thank you for interrupting me. Steve using his first repeat. What year saw the release of the films Godzilla, Snake Eyes, and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
Sorry to interrupt you, Papa.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, fun fact, is one film, not two films. Like I was saying, you will get your strength in round number 2, or an option in round number 2, an option in round number 3, but you will definitely get it in round number 1. So choose your strength wisely. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Going with Chad
I said 1998.
and Steve.
I also said 1998.
And Steve chose wisely. It is 1998.
You got
Question
that. I
number
got
8.
that right.
Yes, I did get
Okay.
that you got that right.
All right.
I was just making the comment to choose wisely. And so he got it correct, which meant he chose wisely. It was a play on that one Indiana Jones film.
Just making sure. Sorry.
Okay. Question number 8 comes in the category of Harry Potter. Fun fact, this is Chad's strength. I'm going to change it to make it super hard. Who becomes the professor of defense against the dark arts in the Order of the Phoenix? I'm very proud of myself. I wrote this question because I have seen the Harry Potter movies at least once. Most of them I've only seen once, but I've seen them at least once now. Fun fact, I have my computer open to WillDecide.com, where it is advertising Peacock by showing me they have all the Harry Potter movies. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, going with Steve.
Was it Mad Eye Mooney?
And Chad.
I said Dolores Umbridge.
And Chad, choosing wisely again. It is, in fact, Dolores Umbridge. Also, fun fact, through 8 questions, we are currently tied 5-5 with that. Question number 9 comes in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for the films Dancing with Wolves, Out of Africa, and On Her Majesty's Secret Service? Fun fact with scores and soundtracks, you never know what the movies are going to be. You never know if it's going to be a score, a soundtrack. I can almost guarantee if it's a score, there's going to be at least 5 answers. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, going with Chad.
No, I said John Barry.
And Steve.
I didn't have an idea, so I wrote down Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer is one of the answers that everyone puts. Chad, getting it correct, though. It is John Barry.
That was an educated guess.
All right.
Very
And
great.
question number 10 comes in the category of plot synopsis. Just like every TMG trivia match, I will give you the plot synopsis of a film. You will tell me what the film is. After a shock jock inadvertently provokes a caller into murdering several innocent people in a Manhattan bar, he grows depressed and turns to alcohol. About to hit rock bottom, he meets a homeless man who recently lost his wife to the bar incident. Scarred by his loss, the homeless man spends his days searching for the Holy Grail. Filled with guilt, the shock jock pledges to join the homeless man. Chad, looking like he has never heard of this movie. Steve probably knows what movie it is. Fun fact, random movie generator. Sometimes you get an easy one, like Finding Nemo. Sometimes you get a hard one. And sometimes it's one that's just tricky. But as soon as you hear it, you're like, I know what that is. We'll see which one this is.
Let me
5,
grab a repeat,
4.
please.
Screw you, Chad. After a shock jock inadvertently provokes a caller into murdering several innocent people in a Manhattan bar, he grows depressed and turns to alcohol. About to hit rock bottom, he meets a homeless man who recently lost his wife to the bar incident. Scarred by his loss, the homeless man spends his days searching for the Holy Grail. Filled with guilt, the shock jock pledges to join the homeless man. I might have talked with movie Battleground Commissioner Arun Kanal earlier last week and be like, am I an asshole for this question? Because this is kind of a tough one. But it is the random movie generator. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Steve, what do you have?
The Fisher King.
And Chad.
I did not get that.
Steve, getting it correct. It is, in fact, the Fisher King.
Nice ball.
And that is the end of round number 1. As we move on to round number 2, here in a second, I will get this wheel shared, brought to us by WheelDecide.com, that at one point was advertising Peacock and the Harry Potter movies, now is advertising
Us.
Capital One for all your credit card needs.
Yeah.
On today's wheel, we have Chris Farley and David Spade, Harry Potter, James Bond, 2010s, fantasy sci-fi, movie release dates, kaiju and other monster movies, and musicals. Along with those, we do also have spinners and opponent's choice. After round 1, we're currently tied 6-6. So it is a very tight game. Both players still in it. We will go ahead and start off with Chad. So, Chad, I will bring in your manager. Stacy, you can do whatever you want right now. Give him words of encouragement. Tell him he is a failure. But whatever you do, I need to know, are we going to spin first or second?
Well, you're definitely not a failure. That was a great job. That was really tough questions. And there's a handful that it's definitely my fault you didn't know because
we'll work on it.
I should have prepped you on them. But I think you should go second. But how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that actually sounds good. I'll know what I'm working with after he goes. So
Exactly.
Let's that's great. Let's defer.
Okay, great.
All right, so with that, Steve, you are spinning first. And it lands on
Oh, you bastard.
It made you think. It
You
lands
son
on
of a
fantasy sci-fi. Would you like to keep that category or spin it again?
How many chances do I have? I only have one chance to respin, right?
You have one mulligan.
I'll go with it.
You will go with fantasy sci-fi. All
Sure.
right. So with that, Stacy, again, I do have to kick you in the back. As I get Steve's fantasy sci-fi questions, again, you have 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. If you need it, you can go to multiple choice. This does devalue it from 2 to 1.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Mm-hmm.
All right. So your first question in the realm of fantasy sci-fi. What is the name of the special 5-point throwing star that is the only known weapon able to kill the beast in 1983's Krull?
I believe you told me there's a chance where I could have a multiple choice questions for this.
You can opt to multiple choice, yes.
So is it for each question I can offer multiple choice, or like it's only like okay? So
Each question.
Yeah, let me get a multiple choice for this one for sure.
All right, going to multiple choice. Your multiple choice options are A, the glaive, B, the slayer, C, the scythe, or D, the cleanser.
I'm going to go with A, glaive.
In an episode of Rankum, we talk about 80s fantasy sci-fi movies, or I believe it was just sci-fi movies. I said the glaive is the coolest weapon in any sci-fi film, as it is a 5-pointed throwing star that pops up in this movie. The glaive is correct for a point.
Sweet.
Question number 2. How many robots malfunction and instead of normal mall security are tormenting a group of teenagers trapped inside the mall after hours in the sci-fi horror Chopping Mall?
Let me get multiple choice for this one as well.
Your multiple choice options are A, 2, B3, C4, or D5?
I'm going to go with C4.
C4 is incorrect, although a very explosive option. With that, Chad, you do have the chance for the 1-point steal. I will give you the full repeat of the question and options. How many robots malfunction and instead of normal mall security are tormenting a group of teenagers trapped in the mall after hours in the sci-fi horror film Chopping Mall?
Funny enough, I've seen this movie, but it's been a while, and these are numbers.
Let me give you your options real quick, too.
Oh, true.
A2, B3, C4, or D5?
I'm gonna go with B3.
B3 is correct for the 1-point steal. All right, Steve, your third question in fantasy sci-fi. What MCU actress plays Ashley Parker in 2002's Eight-Legged Freaks?
That would be Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos is incorrect. Also not in the MCU. Chad, your chance for the 2-point steal. Let me give you that question one more time. What MCU actress plays Ashley Parker in 2002's Eight-Legged Freaks?
Damn. I was thinking about Marvel. I didn't MCU, you know.
Let me go with. You couldn't have gone multiple choice, bro. Let me go with. I'll take a guess. Scarlett Johansson.
I believe it is her second film ever, her first being Home Alone 3. Scarlett Johansson is correct for 2 points. My personal favorite, she just gets out of the shower. She's wrapped in a towel and a spider pins both hands up against the wall with their webs.
Wow.
It's a 2002 film. Jesus Christ, guys. Question number 4. What fantasy film has the tagline, "Another world, another time in the age of wonder"?
Multiple choice.
All right, Steve, your multiple choice options are A, Heavy Metal, B, The Never-Ending Story, C, The Dark Crystal, or D, The Last Starfighter?
Another world, another time. Can I get a repeat on the tagline?
Yep. Using is second repeat. What fantasy film has the tagline, "Another world, another time in the age of wonder"?
I'm going to go with Heavy Metal.
Heavy Metal is incorrect. Chad, the chance for the 1-point steal. What fantasy film has the tagline, "Another world, another time in the age of wonder"? A, Heavy Metal, B, The Never-Ending Story, C, The Dark Crystal, or D, The Last Starfighter?
I'm gonna go with. I'll go with The Never-Ending Story.
Going with The Never-Ending Story. I don't know what it is about this tagline, but as soon as I finish it, I just want to scream, "The Never-Ending Story," which is really weird because The Never-Ending Story is incorrect. The correct answer is The Dark Crystal.
That was my other guess. Damn it.
All right, Steve, your final question in the realm of fantasy sci-fi. What is the name of the alien lizard species that serve as the invading antagonist in the 2004 film Zathura?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A. Zarthons, B. Zorgons, C. Zerlithians, or D. Zugarions.
I'm going to say B. Zorgons.
B. Zorgons is correct. Steve getting that 1 point. But with the end of his round number 2, Chad taking advantage of those steals and that random pool out of thin air with Scarlett Johansson is in the lead 9-8. So with that, Chad, I will get Stacy back in here. I will get that wheel back up, and we will spin your wheel.
I almost said Dark Crystal too.
Yeah. I was going to make the never-ending story comment regardless of what you said. So it lands on musicals. Would you like to keep musicals or spin it again?
I mean, we know what we know what I want. Do you think I should risk it
Right.
and go again?
Yeah. Yeah, go again.
Okay, let's go again.
Risking it for the biscuit.
There's nothing on there that scares him anyway.
Not
It's all
too
good.
much.
Does it pay off?
Come on.
Does it
Come
pay
on.
off?
Come on. Stop.
Keep going. Keep going.
Stop.
I hate my computer. It is so slow. It's still going.
Oh, dude, come on. Oh,
Oh, shit.
Well, you can't have
It
that.
lands
No,
on
it's Farley. Spade.
Farley and Spade,
wait. All
which
right.
is Chris Farley, David
Oof.
Spade.
Close.
It's okay. Just use your multiple choice. You already got 3 points in this round. So, you're going in good. No pressure.
All right. Stacy giving him the words of encouragement. Stacy, I'm going to kick you in the back room. Chad, your 5 questions in the realm of Chris Farley and David Spade. Question number 1. At what national landmark does Joe's family abandon him as a child in Joe Dirt?
That would be at the Grand Canyon.
The Grand Canyon is correct for 2 points. Your second question. What is Chris Farley's character's profession in Billy Madison?
Oh, he is the bus driver.
He is, in fact, the bus driver. Question number 3. What position does Richie play on the team in Benchwarmers?
Let me check down the multiple choice for this one.
All right, going to multiple choice. Your multiple choice options are A, center field, B, pitcher, C, first base, or D, catcher.
I'm gonna say catcher.
What are you, a catcher of donuts in your mouth? Catcher is correct for the point. Question number 4. David Spade's film debut came in the 4th Police Academy, which had what subtitle?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Back in Training, B, Citizens on Patrol, C, Assignment Miami Beach, or D, City Under Siege.
I'll go with A.
A, Back in Training is incorrect. Steve, your chance for the 1 point steal. I'll give you the repeat of the question and the options.
All right.
David Spade's film debut came in the fourth Police Academy film, which had what subtitle? A. Back in Training. B. Citizens on Patrol. C. Assignment Miami Beach. Or D. City Under Siege.
I'm going to go Assignment Miami Beach.
Assignment Miami Beach is also incorrect. We were looking for B. Citizens on Patrol.
Fair.
So, Chad, your final question in the realm of Farley and Spade. What horror icon is Griffin, David Spade's character in the Hotel Transylvania franchise?
Yeah. Let's do multiple choice on that one.
Your multiple choice options are A, the Invisible Man, B, the Werewolf, C, Frankenstein, or D, Mr. Hyde.
I'll say Frankenstein.
Frankenstein is incorrect. Steve, your chance for the 1-point steal. What horror icon is Griffin, David Spade's character in the Hotel Transylvania franchise? A, the Invisible Man, B, the Werewolf, C, Frankenstein, or D, Mr. Hyde?
I wish you would have gone with the non-multiple choice one because I knew this one, the Invisible Man.
He is, in fact, the Invisible Man. With that, we are done with round number 2. Chad still in the lead with 14. Steve right behind with 9. So it is a 5-point game. The way round number 3 works, each competitor will give me 3 numbers ranging from 1 through 15. Each number corresponds to a category, and the way you give me your numbers will depend on what order you give me, or I give you your questions. The first question will be a 2-point question, the second a 3-point question, and then the final will be a 5-point question. Chad is currently in the lead, so Stacy, again, give your positive words of encouragement. Call him a loser, whatever you want to do, but I need 3 numbers, 1 through 15.
I'm thinking about going 3, 7, and 6.
And Stacy, you are muted, just in case you want to give him some words.
I didn't say anything all that great anyway. So, you got it.
Thanks.
Just so checking, Chad.
Numbers.
3, 7, and 6, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So, Steve, 3 numbers, 1 through 15. They cannot be 3, 7, or 6.
I'm going to go with 11, 2, 5.
11, 2, and 5. So, again, Stacy, I'm sorry. You keep going back and forth. I promise this will be like the second to last time. Steve, you are down by 5. So you have to answer either your 2 and 3 or your 5 to keep it going. You gave me number 11, which corresponds to the category of 2010s, the decade we just got done with. Your 2-point question. Who plays Sienna Brooks, a doctor helping Robert Langdon stop a deadly disease in 2016's Inferno? Also, a good time to let y'all know, Steve, you have 1 repeat left. Chad, you still have all 3.
Is this no multiple choice on this one, right?
No multiple choice on this one.
I did use a repeat, by the way.
You did use a repeat, by the way. That's right. Plot synopsis.
Yeah.
Steve, I need an answer. 5, 4,
Audrey Tattoo.
3. Audrey Tattoo is incorrect. I don't even know if that's a real person. The correct answer is Felicity Jones.
Ooh.
Audrey Tattoo, if you are real and watching this, I am sorry. Feel free to message me on Facebook at Jacob E. West, and we will talk about it. Felicity Jones is the correct answer. Steve, that means we will go to your 3-point question, which comes in the category of Tim Burton.
Okay.
Your 3-point question: who plays Taffy Dale, daughter of the U.S. President in Mars Attacks?
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman is correct for 3 points, bringing his total up to 12. Still down by 2. We are going to your 5-point question. You gave me number 5. Corresponds to the category of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
This is the one where all the movies intertwine and not the one that the X-Men is in, just so you're aware. Your 5-point question: what is the name of Thor's grandfather who defeated the Dark Elves and locks the Ether in a stone column in Thor: The Dark World?
Fuck. I can tell you straight up, I don't know this. So it was a good game, Chad. I'm gonna go with Yoden.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Chad, the Dangerous Slayer Webb. We were looking for Boar.
King Boar.
B-O-R. So with that, Steve, unfortunately, I have to kick you out because this is a place for winners, and Chad is a winner. Stacey, I promise, second to last time I'm going to kick you out.
It's fine.
After bringing you in.
Out.
All right. Chad, you did the probable. As the number 1 seed, you survived the first round. You are moving on to round number 2. Great performance in round number 1. Decent job in round number 2. Most of it was stealing from Steve. How are you feeling today?
I mean, I feel great. I'm still, my heart's still racing. Like I said when I came in here, Steve he's a really good player. Like, he hit a couple questions in round 3 that he just didn't know. I mean, that was a pretty tough 5-pointer if you haven't like studied Geek or like Thor: The Dark World. And how fitting kind of for me to win off of a Thor: The Dark World question when my manager is Stacey. And Thor's one of her favorite people ever. So, that was kind of cool. Maybe that does it justice that I missed the downsizing question. But yeah, Steve is a great player. I didn't know what to expect coming in here. I was hoping that I could, hit a bunch of questions I knew, and I happened to just kind of like hit a lot of ones I did know. Yeah, that big guess with the Scarlett Johansson, I thought I remember hearing she was in that. And, she's one of the bigger MCU actresses. So I was like, well, let me take a shot. And, I just made a lot of really good decisions. A lot of the times I'm making bad decisions when I'm playing these games, and I end up kicking myself with an L. And I happen to get a W today, and I'm really excited about this. I don't know what my future is going to look like. I know there's a lot of great players in this league, in this tournament, and I hope I can last, quite a while. I just still don't know how I beat Steve. I thought I was going to have to get Harry Potter or something to beat him. So I'm stoked.
All right. Well, Chad, you don't know what your future holds. Fun fact, I know what your future holds. We saw last week the number, and I forget the numbers, 16 seed James Puckett also getting a TKO win over Russell Howell. So we'll see how many other TKOs there are. 2 so far, and both y'all will take each other on in round number 2. Thoughts after I tell you who you're playing?
I don't think I've ever heard of that person. I can't remember if I even watched the match, but I'm going to soon. If it has dropped yet, has it dropped? I'll watch it when it drops. But
Technically,
yeah,
yes. Technically, yes.
then I'll check it out. But yeah, no, I don't know this person, but hearing that he won with the TKO, I mean that's never anything to sneeze at. So I guess I have my work cut out for me. I'll continue watching movies and hope for the best here.
Yes.
Thanks,
he
Papa.
is the person who almost beat Luis in our favorite Germans first match.
Oh, yes. Okay,
Yes.
then I did see that one. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, so
Sometimes I have to
Maybe fun
goad you
match.
into the proper response. But yes, Chad, it will definitely be fun to watch. Stacy, we hope that you are there with Chad because it sounds like he made good decisions today. I would give you 100% of the credit on that because as a fellow manager, I know when your person wins, you have to get the credit. When they lose, that's when you can make fun of them. All right, so I will go ahead and kick both of y'all out just for a little bit, and I bring in the second place finisher, Steve. Kind of had a tough go around with fantasy sci-fi. Got some points, but Chad was able to steal some of that. Do you wish you would have spun again? Granted, it would have landed on musicals. So.
Probably. I mean, I probably would have as much of a good chance between musicals and fantasy sci-fi, but knowing that was going to be my next choice, maybe I was better off with fantasy sci-fi. Is just again, irony at its purest that I would lose out some of the most important points to MCU related questions. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, that's me. I just completely thought Marvel, pre-MCU, and just for some reason saw Blonde and like, oh, Rebecca Romijn. And I said it with the most somewhat little confidence, but not really that much. But yeah, I screwed the pooch on that one. I didn't really think too much of it. Maybe I should have gone with multiple choice. I probably would have at least maybe got one. But yeah, he cleaned me up on David Spade and Farley. So I was, he probably would definitely clean me up, and I would just not have won with that Harry Potter question. So thank God, I would have rather had him kick my ass in Spade and Chris Farley than Harry Potter. Because he would have gone 5 for 5 for that one. I was lucky to get 2 points with the Hotel Transylvania, and I think that was just it. Oh, and I got wrong the Police Academy deal.
But yeah, with that, unfortunately, because this is a tournament, we won't be seeing you for a while. I'll try to get you a match kind of towards the later rounds of the tournament, just to get some people some action, so they're not having to wait the 3 years that's going to take me to finish this thing. Is there anyone out there in the TMG trivia world that you would like to get your revenge on?
I don't know, man. I mean, I would definitely like to try Chad in the future once he's done through his tournament. But I'm rooting for Chad because if I could say anything, Chad is a very great competitor. And if anybody's to beat me, I want the person to win the tournament to have beat me, for sure. So I'm wishing Chad on his all his best luck in his future. No, I'm just kidding. Not future endeavors. That's a whole different. That's a whole different type of league. Sorry about that. Got to cross wires there. No, who do I want? I mean, it depends on who's available. There's so many people in this bracket. You know what? I'm gonna throw a matchup to Malcolm Lay. I don't know if he's partaking in TMG, but I would like to throw a matchup with him. I lost to him on another show, and I think maybe finding a different platform for me to take him on would be maybe some sweet revenge.
Definitely. Well, again, don't worry. I don't wish you the best in your future endeavors. I haven't cut you. There's no 90-day non-compete clause or anything like that.
Yes.
But what I can say, Malcolm Lay is involved in TMG trivia. He is on the roster. He is not in the tournament. I will see. If I can get him to come out of his hobbit hole to take you on in a match. And then also, No Ways Jose, your tag team. We'll definitely see you relatively kind of soon, maybe.
Some tag
with that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's time. Let's get Malcolm out of that JoJo rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Get him out of the JoJo rabbit hole. Bye, Steve. Get in that JoJo rabbit hole. Hobbit hole. It's different than a rabbit hole or a JoJo rabbit. Speaking of rabbits. But with that, this was your second match. The number 1 seed does the unthinkable and took out the number 32 seed. It happens a lot, but again, when it's random, it's all fun. Chad will be taking on James Puckett, who we did just see win last week. Steve, I guarantee I'll get something for you relatively soon. We'll see how soon relative is. But for Steve, Chad, and Stacy, thank you for watching. If you like this, click that little thumbs up button. It looks just like this. Leave a comment. Would you have gotten that 5-point question right? Probably, maybe, probably not. But for everyone, I've been your 38th favorite dad in the family community, Papa West. Have fun, stay safe, wash your hands, make good choices. Or don't. I really don't care. I'm not. But